Welcome to Father and Son Adventures. Daniel is busy right now, but today I'm going to be fixing the car. I got to replace the stabilizer bar joint. I already replaced the driver's side. I'm going to replace the passenger side. Not a lot of videos on how to do this for a Subaru, and I figured why not try filming it, see what I think. If you're watching it, I liked it. So, first things first, you got to make sure you've got all your tools out and ready. Then, you got to put the e-brake on. Make sure it's up good. And I'm not taking the tire off. A lot of videos say to do that. I'm just going to turn the wheel all the way so it's facing, the tire points out that way as much as physically possible. And turn it off and you're done. Then you get everything set up. You want to jack the car up, but got to make sure you've got everything. I gotta get a few things put together, then I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, I got all my tools together. The standard nuts that come with the Subaru for this part are 14 millimeters. So a 14 millimeter wrench, a short 14 millimeter socket, a long 14 millimeter socket, then I have a 17 millimeter socket for the replacement part because the nuts are bigger. Socket wrench. The one I've got fits a 14 millimeter socket on the back of it so I can increase the leverage. You need a pair of needle nose vice grips. And I'll show you why in a little bit. These are very important. And also, just in case, Allen keys. And a jack. The jack I have came with the car. This just happens to fit in the back of that socket perfectly. Homemade breaker bar. And then I have a couple extra long wrenches. So if I need to use this, I can increase leverage with these. Now, gotta get things set up and out of my way. I'm gonna want these in there. So, part I'm replacing that went bad is right there. I sprayed it yesterday. You can use a penetrating oil or a WD-40 doesn't work as good, but penetrating oil is the way to go. Then I could come in here, clean these threads off with a toothbrush or something, just make the gunk come off better. But we're going to replace that. Got to break both these nuts. But to do that, you need these, because you got to fit it in here. Because if you don't, this is a ball joint, it'll just sit there and spin. Found that out the hard way. But also, if you don't have a pair of those, if you have the right size Allen key, this fits in the back of here. And when you're using the normal wrench, you could get the nut off that way too. But I'm hoping I don't need to do it that way, because when it comes up to here, it'll be a little tricky, because not as much to rest on to apply the pressure needed. Start with the top, then do the bottom. It's easier that way. And as you can see, this is locked on pretty good. There's no wiggle because I replaced the other side and that locked it in better. But I'll take you along, show you what's up. So I finally got it done. I wasn't able to film because of the amount of space I had, and the stand and everything just wasn't working. But I finally got it. Here's what I had to do. This part right here, the sway bar links, this is the sway bar. The nut that was on the bottom here was super rusted on. Ended up having to take a Dremel tool and cut the bolt off and get a stripped nut head and kind of pound it on with a hammer and then crank it as hard as I could. But that job that I did just for this side would have cost $400 at a dealership or at a mechanic. I did it for $20. Worth taking the time. Have a nice day. Catch you next time. Bye.